Good morning. Hi, Kevin.
Good morning, Sandy. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Great. Well, everybody, welcome to our second MRCC design time. So what we thought we would do today, what day of the week is it?
That day?
It's that day,
Yeah.
right? Are you all kind of doing that too? Like, wondering what day of the week it is? How many weeks now, Kevin, have we been on this COVID?
Feels like a
filter?
year, but I think it's 9. So.
9 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks with us, and we're changing up our routine a little bit here. We're going to be bringing you 15 minutes of joy and design and inspiration. So today we're going to be talking about 5 tips or more on remodeling. And Kevin has been with us 22 years. He's an expert in design, and especially with remodels. About how many of our 22,000 remodels do you think you've done?
I lost track. A lot.
Yeah, he goes in grocery stores now and people are like, Kevin, you did my kitchen.
Yeah.
So let's start with tip number 1. And that would be a lot of questions, and a lot of people will ask us, Kevin, tell me, how much does that cost? What's a realistic budget for something like this in a remodel?
Right. And budgets always vary based off the size of the kitchen. You have small kitchens, medium-sized kitchens, large kitchens.
Right.
But like budget-wise, typically, 10% of the value of your home should be your budget for your remodeling project.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's really kind of figuring out, so now you get your budget. Now let's try and figure out your game plan. So is this your forever home, or do you have a 5-year plan? Are you selling the house? So that plays into it as well.
So coming up with a realistic budget to start with at the beginning is super important. Do you think that people should put a wish list together as well as a need list?
Yeah, I mean, you got your need list, your must-have list, so it might be a certain accessory, it could be a door style, a color, maybe an appliance you saw you really want to have. So definitely making that list of all things you want to have, and then seeing what actually fits once you get your actual design done.
Yeah, that's good to know. Last week we talked about refacing, and this week we're talking about remodeling, new cabinets,
Right.
new everything. So how do I determine if I'm a good candidate for a remodel?
Well, I mean, anybody can do a remodel. It's just a matter of what you're trying to achieve out of the project. So, if you really want to, again, change the layout, if you're tired of reaching in the corners, you have dead corners there, or you want more, plus spice racks, utensil drawers, you're tired of the inside of the cabinetry, maybe it's the old 70s parka board, cabinetry, you really want to freshen things up, that's where the remodel comes into place.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So tip number 2 would lead us right into the scope of the project and the work that we actually need to be done. So sometimes there's unforeseen or unknown things, and we all sometimes think, oh, I just want to move this fridge over here and put it over there and put a sink here. Are there hidden things that we need to know about?
Well, I mean, that comes into the whole budget, so anything's possible as long as you want to pay for it, so if you want to move a fridge to another location, you're dealing with electrical, water lines. Some people have, they watch all the HGTV shows and they see the wall being torn out, they really want to do an open floor plan, so that gets into, structural engineers, architectural sometimes, trenching for foundations, and the list goes on. So again, it's doable, but it's one of those things that you don't really account for sometimes when you're budgeting the project.
So to help people kind of think about that in budgeting, so if I wanted to get an architect involved, or I need to get permits,
right?
How much more is that going to add to my remodel?
So when you deal with like the architectural or engineering aspect, and then obviously the permits, you're anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 just to get that part done, based off the scope of the work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I hear this thing called load-bearing wall, or non-load-bearing wall. What is that?
So load-bearing wall is a wall that's actually supporting the parts of the house.
Oh.
So
kind of important when you say.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at your remodels, if it is a load-bearing wall, then that's going to require the engineers that I mentioned. Requires beam work, footing work. So that's usually where that cost can increase. If you have a non-load-bearing wall, then it's not that big of an issue.
Okay, great. Well, those are some really good tips. Thank you, Kevin. Now you got to figure out tip number 3. What do I need to splurge on? Okay. We've already got our needs analysis done, so we know what we need, we know what we want, we have kind of analyzed our situation and our walls. what is it I want to splurge on? What kind of things, Kevin, do you see out there that are trending right now that people splurge on?
They splurge, a lot of times it starts with the appliances. So it might be a pro appliance like you see behind us. So sometimes I go the big Wolf range or Viking range, or maybe a big wood hood. That's a nice splurge.
Those look gorgeous.
Yeah, they're awesome. Maybe a built-in fridge, you know, it's another area too that a lot of clients like to get versus their old standard, standard fridge.
Yeah.
So those there, and then from there it goes into what type of cabinetry you want to put in, and what type of countertops you want to put in as well.
Okay. So, you know, you think about, sometimes we hear people want to do things like marble in the kitchen or, you know, really exotic,
Right.
surfaces.
Sure.
Do you suggest that, or what do you suggest?
So when it comes to marble, I never suggest marble in a kitchen. It's great for like a fireplace or a bar, areas that aren't going to be used on a daily basis. No matter how much you seal marble, it still can stain relatively easy.
Okay.
And so, you know, with quartz, which is kind of taking over the market, you now get that marble look without going through the headache of actually having marble in the countertop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you never reseal it, you don't have to polish it, it looks great, you have all the Calcutta looks, the Carrara marble looks, so you can achieve that look without actually using real natural stone.
Oh, that looks so gorgeous.
Yeah, it really does.
Another trend that I see that's really skyrocketing out there is full court backsplashes.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely taken on. So when you have your quartz countertops and you do your full backsplash, you get the same nice, you know, movement and veining throughout the backsplash. It's a great way to have a nice, clean, sleek look. And we found some clients are getting really tired of dealing with the grout and cleaning that aspect. That's where the full splashes come in.
Nice.
Yeah.
That could be really an advantage.
Yeah.
How about two-tone kitchens? So, you know, are we still seeing the grays? I know Kevin's a blue lover. Blue is
Yes.
trending tremendously. And have you seen the turquoise, like the light green?
Yes, but
Oh, it's gorgeous. So are you seeing more of that out there?
it is. I mean, it doesn't fit every kitchen. It really comes into if you have the island. You know, if you have an L-shaped kitchen, which is just a section right here. Some clients are doing the uppers in one color, the lowers in different color. But the whites are still the most popular that we have. And then from that it goes into the grays, as you mentioned, the blues. But yeah, the two-tone is a great way to bring the whole room together.
Nice,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So that leads you then to our next tip, and that is, what company do I choose? How do I go about this? I'm so overwhelmed already with this whole entire process. So
Yeah.
what do you look for?
Yeah, so whether you're doing, you know, windows, flooring, you know, cabinetry, countertops, you always make sure a licensed contractor. That's the first thing. Then you're looking for specialties.
Okay.
So every license can be verified on a website.
Oh,
Yeah.
and what website is that?
That's the California State License Board.
So
cslb.ca.gov.
So I just go on there, and what do I do? Just type in the license number?
Yeah, so when you go on the website, you'll see check license, and then from there you just input the license number, and you'll see the specialties. Then you'll see the insurance, you know, so the bonding aspect, and then also workers' comp liability. Make sure it's all updated.
You all need to do that. Okay, that is a must, and you can learn a lot about a company by doing that.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Definitely.
What else?
Yeah, so that's the main thing is, you know, making sure they're specialized. You know, you don't really want to go with a general contractor for a job like this. You really want to get a specialist in the industry.
Oh, maybe somebody who's been doing it for 33 some years.
33, yeah, that'd be great. And then you're looking for, you know, an award-winning company. You know, somebody's been recognized either local, you know, state level, national level. You're looking at, you know, testimonials. You know, looking at references. Go on, you know, review websites. Check out how other people have experienced the projects as well.
Great.
Yeah.
So we can't really shake or, you know, touch each other, you know. So we are doing our coffee bump because we are a 13-time
Yes.
People's Choice Award winner.
Yes, awesome.
Nice job. All right, so you think about HGTV, Pinterest, Houzz, all those fun places that we can find remodel ideas and what to do. So once we get that, can we do our remodel in 30 minutes, Kevin?
I wish we could. It would be a lot easier.
Right.
So yeah, no, we cannot do that.
So what's some realistic timeframes?
So it depends on the scope of the work, you know. So last week we talked about refacing. So if you just do a reface by itself, that's about 4 to 6 working days in the house. When you have countertops, you usually add another 5 to 7 working days on top of that.
Okay.
When you get into remodels, you know, then you do the new cabinetry, countertops. That on average about 15 working days.
Okay.
And then if you get into actual like wall work and structural aspect, that could add another 10 days to the project as well.
Yeah, that sounds great though, really.
Yeah.
So what do I need to prepare for? Give me some that you see out there, top 3 or 4 items that when I'm getting ready,
Right.
coming out to give me my
Yeah.
remodel,
Yeah.
what should I be ready for?
So be ready for emptying out your cabinetry. That's always the first part.
Not the purge.
The purge, yes.
Okay.
So you've been in the house 15, 20 years, you can figure out what you've had in there. So you empty out your cabinetry, clearing off your countertops, that's the first place. Clearing out part of your garage or living room so you can actually put things in there.
Okay.
And then figure out where you're going to have your temporary kitchen. I'm a big coffee drinker, so I make sure I have my coffee bar set up there, microwave. A lot of homeowners too, tend to barbecue a lot more, in the evenings, or take advantage of all the restaurants and do a lot of takeout as well.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
What about my refrigerator?
So the refrigerator, we typically will plug it into a different room of the house, so that still is functional all day long there.
Okay.
And then it's going to come down to just the normal daily activities. So if you have you have kids, you have pets, just making sure they're out of the area during the time we're in the
Can we just
house.
stuff them all in a corner somewhere?
People do that all the time.
No, we don't.
Not us.
No.
So, but yeah, you can just kind of keep them out of the work site for the day there. We generally do all our cutting outside, so we don't cut in the house. So we try to keep it as, it is construction, so there's going to be a little bit of some dust and debris,
Okay.
but we do try to minimize that as much as we can. You want to protect areas too, so if you have sofas in other rooms, you might want to protect those with sheets and take care of that as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Isn't he great, you guys? And he's available. You can call and get an appointment at any time. Our phones are on.
Yeah.
Telephone number is 714
961.
1900. And give us a call, and if you book an appointment today in the next 15-20 minutes, we'll give you an Amazon gift card just for booking an appointment.
Perfect.
So don't miss next week. Next week's going to be a really fun meeting. We're at 10 o'clock next Thursday. We have a special celebrity guest. He's an author, award winner. He is an expert in this industry, and he's going to come in and he's going to be talking about some secret things that are going on in our industry. So it'll be really fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Right, Kevin?
Look forward to it.
Great. All right. So everybody have a wonderful week.
Cheers.
And cheers.